All right, all right, all right, all right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Sabbath day? Today is the Sabbath, which is the 27th September, which is 9/27/25, which is September the 27th, 2025. And before I go on to share with you, well, first let me just say, today is the Assembly of the Righteous, which is every Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon. I'm on just a little late today. I was fixing my son something to eat. My wife is out, and she's over at the house. She's over with the grandbaby today, so I had to fix him a little something to eat as I was getting everything together. So I'm just a little bit late getting in, a little bit after 12. But I also wanted to share with you before we start off with the prayer and go into the day's, I guess you could say the day's scripture, which is the lesson. We're going to call it today David among the Philistines. That's what today is going to be called, but I should be talking about this next. But I want to say this before I go into that. This coming Monday at noon, which is the 29th, is me and my family is doing the Day of Atonement, or should I say, let me rephrase that. We're doing Yom Kippur. It's called in English the Day of Atonement, but it's actually Yom Kippur. All right. So this Monday, if you go to Leviticus chapter 23, I think in 32, it tells you about we should keep a fast starting the 9th day at even until the evening of the following day, which is actually the end of the evening the following day. Okay, look like I got some people want to come in. Let me check this out real quick. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, that's Nicole. All right. Greetings, Sister Nicole Bell. It's like you got two of you coming in under your name. Nicole, can you let me know this you before I go on?
It's me.
Okay.
It's me. I came in and it kicked me out, and then I came back in.
Okay, great. Put yourself on mute, and we'll be you can follow me as we go. I hope you got your scriptures with you.
I got it in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, put yourself on mute. I'm just gonna get started from this point on. So as I was sharing with everyone, the 29th at noon, me and my family is going to keep the Day of Atonement this month, and as of next month around the same time, because we had the new moon start the 21st, I believe it was. I got to go back and look at my calendar. The 21st was the new moon, which was we call the dark moon, the black moon, which is actually the new moon, according to the calculation that I've come to understand, And if you've been on Facebook, you've been seeing me sharing information with these other brothers. And it's just that we all are trying to get right with the Creator, and we're trying to find the true way that the Creator will have us to follow. A lot of people think they're right, but a lot of people don't reconsider the things that they've come to learn, to come to know. So this is where I'm at this point in time. And until the Creator leads and guides me and show me differently, that's who I listen to, the Creator and not man. But other than that, we all are on this spiritual journey trying to get things correct and in order. We all are in that sense. So everyone that think they has it right could be wrong. So other than that, I just wanted to share with you, we're starting, me and my family, this month and as of next month on the 29th, which is the 29th of September and the 29th of October. We're gonna do our fast from noon the 29th until the end the following day, which is the end of the 30th day, according to what I've come to know according to law and according to the scriptures and according to the heavens. That's what I go by. So, right now, other than that, shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. We're going to start off with our prayer. This is the Assembly of the Righteous. We're here every Sabbath at 12 noon Eastern Time, which is Detroit time, the Eastern time of the United States. So it's a little after 12 at the moment. So we're getting ready to start. First we do the prayer. Then we go into the commandments. We speak and read the commandments every Sabbath. Then we go into the reason why we have prophets after following the commandments. And then we go into the scriptures. And today we're going to be, just to share with you so you can get a heads up, we're going to start at chapter 28 of 1 Samuel. Chapter 28 is where we're starting today. But before then, or before that point, we start with, blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so that we can help leading and guiding others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your armor of protection around us and help us in every way. Keep us in your way. Allow us to follow your word, your way, your voice, and your ruach, which is your spirit. We ask you to forgive us of all the sins that we have done in time past, today's time, and time to come, and lead us into your glorious light and your word and your law. We ask you to help us in every way. We ask you to bless us in every way and allow us to come to do your will. Lift the spirit of deep sleep from off of us and allow us to grow in your light, your word, and your way. We ask you to help us, and we thank you. And we thank you for another beautiful Sabbath day, and we ask you to help us, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 All right. Thank you, Father. Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Almighty Yah. Now, what we're going to do, we get ready to go into the book of Exodus. Right now, Exodus chapter 20. We get ready to go into the commandments. And as we go into the commandments, after the commandments, we're going to go into Deuteronomy chapter 18, starting in verse 15. So we can be set. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15 is where we're going to go after we get done with the commandments and going into understanding. Here we go. So get that set. Now, the commandments we supposed to and should read every Sabbath day, because this is the voice of Yah. The Creator spoke these words, and this is what we should be following. So, as we get started, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 states, the 10 Commandments. And Yah spake all these words, saying, I am Yah thy father, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3, first commandment. Thou shalt have no other deities, which is gods, before me. That's no thing. Verse 4, second commandment. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything. Any likeness of anything that or a likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. That's mentally, spiritually, or physically. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yah thy father, am a jealous father, visiting the iniquity of the fathers, the ignorance of the parents, I like to say, upon the children, because we teach our children what's taught to us, unto the third, which is the Greek, and fourth, which is the Roman generation, empires of them that hate me. Excuse me. And showing mercy, which is grace that the world has been under, and showing mercy, which is grace, unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments, which is the key. Third commandment, verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name, which is the law, of thy father in vain. For Yah would not hold him guiltless that taketh his law, which is his name, in vain. The law is the Creator's name. Whether people get that or not, understanding will keep thee. Fourth commandment, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it hallowed, which is holy, which is where we at today. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yah thy Father. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Fifth commandment. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy father giveth thee. And that mothers and fathers could be anybody, and they are the elders, whether people recognize that or not. Sixth commandment. Thou shalt not murder. Even though it says thou shalt not kill, many times we kill for a purpose. You have to kill your animals in order to eat the flesh thereof, which is actually a sacrifice. And you have to kill the plants and stuff like that to eat. And sometimes you do certain things for a purpose. But when you murder, you kill without a purpose. You're taking life without a purpose. There's no purpose behind taking that life. So it says, it's actually in Hebrew is thou shalt not murder instead of thou shalt not kill. Seventh commandment, thou shalt not commit idolatry or adultery. Adultery is when a man lay down with another man's woman or wife, which is his woman. The woman is a man's wife. Or when any woman that belongs to a man, no matter how many women it is that belong to that man, if they lay down with another man, it's actually adultery and idolatry. Verse 15, or eighth commandment, thou shalt not steal. I mean, we should not take things from one another. Ninth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, which, as I share every week, lawyers, attorneys, and prosecutors does this all the time on a daily basis. They bear false witness against things they don't know because they wasn't there. And the 10th and last commandment that Yah spoke to the people. Thou shalt not covet, which is want thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet, which is want thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. That's the end of the 10 commandments. Then we go into the reason why we have prophets today. So what happened right here in verse 18 states, and in my heading, it's the people's fear. 18. And all the people saw the thundering and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. As I always say, when you in the house and you hear that thunder and lightning going on outside, a lot of people cut their lights off. They get in the corner or they get somewhere and they sit down. Back in the day when we was coming up, they used to say, listen, that's God speaking. When they hear the thunder and lightning like that, that what our ancestors used to say. But the point is, they in an open field with all that thunder and lightning going on. Then it says, and all the people saw the thundering and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. They ran away and stood afar off because they were scared of the noise of the trumpet and mainly the lightning and thundering. 19 is your key. And it's going to be the key for 18 that we're going to read in Deuteronomy. And they said, the people, unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. That's the people said. 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for Yah is come to prove you. And it has been said, prove all things. Yah has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye, which is you, sin not. So if this fear is before your faces that you don't sin, it's a reason why we still have sin today. But we'll keep it moving. Verse 21. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near into the thick darkness where Yah was, where the Creator was. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 18 to go with what we just read according to the prophets, where the prophets, and the reason why we have prophets today. Not one prophet, but all the prophets that came that were spoken in the name of Yah. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. I'm going to get one of these just so y'all have a chance to grab it. Had to make a bowl of fruit for me and my son. That's why I'm just a little bit late getting on. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. A promised prophet. I like to say a promised prophet in this time. 15. Yah thy father will raise up unto thee. This is what it said. Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren. And it says a prophet, but the meaning is a prophet in its time. In the time whenever the time comes, the prophet the Creator gonna raise a prophet, and it was all the Old Testament is called the law and the prophets. All these was pertaining to prophets of Yah. Not from here all the way to the New Testament. This is where the world has been led astray. But let's keep it moving. Unto 15 again. Yah thy father will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, from thy brethren, from the middle of you, from their brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken, you shall hear. Hear means to do, that's why it says hearken. 16. According to all that thou desirest of Yah thy father in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, this is what they said in Exodus 20, verse 19. Let me not hear again the voice of Yah my father, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. The people said it, and this is what the Creator said. Verse 17. And Yah said unto me, they have well spoken which they have spoken. Yah said that. And now this is becoming to understand why we have prophets. All right? 18. Deuteronomy 18:18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, Moses, and I will put my words in his mouth. Every prophet says, thus says the Lord, and it came to pass, is of Yah. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. The father talked to the prophets talked to the people. The father talked to the prophet talked to the people, and the prophet had it written down. This is the reason why we read the word of Yah today, to understand what the Creator said compared to what man said that the Creator had put in his book as well. Both is of the blessing and of the curse. A lot of these so-called leaders or so-called scholars don't even understand that little bit. But let's keep it moving. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. Put my words in the prophet's mouth, and he shall speak unto them, the people, all that I shall command him. Verse 19. And it shall come to pass. It shall come to pass. When it come, it's going to happen. When it pass, it becomes history. So before it comes, it's prophecy. After it passes, it's history. And I share this all the time. And it shall come to pass, verse 19, that whosoever will not hearken here unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, thus says the Lord, in my name, I will require it of him. Verse 20, but the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, in the Creator's name, which, this is the Creator speaking the whole time, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods. Jesus is a God to the world today. Yeshua has become a God because people have moved the name Jesus and put Yeshua there, and that's who they say, in whose name? In Yeshua's name. Muhammad's name. Prophet Muhammad, prophet, idolatry. The Father said he's the only one, and he's the only one we're supposed to be worshiping, the Almighty. But speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. 21. And if thou say in thine heart, if you say in your heart, how shall we know the word which Yah have not spoken? How are we going to know if you didn't say it or not? 22. When the prophet speaketh in the name of Yah, when the prophet speaketh in the name of the Creator, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, if it don't happen, if it don't come to pass, that is the thing which Yah has not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of that prophet, which is of him. So, this is the reason why we have prophets today. This is the reason why we have the book of the Torah and the Tanakh. A lot of people understand it. Many of them don't. Many go with the whole book is true. From Genesis to Revelation, which is according to the blessings and the curses, which is according to Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 through 14 is the blessings. I don't like saying be less. The blessings, and 15 through 68 is the curses. And a lot of people that's caught up in the curse and don't even see it, don't even understand it. So, now we're at 1 Samuel chapter 28. Chapter 28, we're getting ready to start in 1 Samuel 28, and I'm calling this today, even though all of them have their own headings on it, I call this today, David among the Philistines, or Philistines. Philistines. But once more, before I go into that, the new moon was on the 21st. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 28th, 29th. Nope. It was on the 20. It was on the, what's it there? Not the 20, it had to be the 17th. I can have my information, all my information is up, but I have my information already in the in posts. So I think it was the set, let's say the 29th is the 9th day. So let's say 20, let's say 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it's 17, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, up to 20th. 20th or 21st. 20th, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. The 20th. The 20th. The 29th is the 9th day. The 10th day at noon, the 9th day at noon is when we put the start the Day of Atonement. The 10th day, which is 10 days after the beginning of the month, which was on the 20th, was the beginning of the month, which was the new moon. The new moon was the quote-unquote black moon, and I've shared that on Facebook. Many people are getting a chance to see the information I've been sharing, but we'll keep it going from there, and this is what I've come to understand, And I try to use logic, reasoning, and the atmosphere for my understanding, and not just go by what was given to be my man that has taken over everything in the world today. So you got to use logic, understanding, and ask the Creator for guidance. He will lead and guide you. So, 1 Samuel 28. The Philistines assemble against Israel. All right. Chapter 28. Let me get my... 1 Samuel chapter 28. This is what the lessons is about today. We always start off with the commandments. In the beginning, we start off with the prayer. We go into the commandments, and then we go into the reason why we have prophets. I do that every Sabbath so people can get an understanding of. We pray first, or I pray every time I get started anyway. But on the Sabbath, we do the commandments because this is what the Creator spoke. So we do this every Sabbath to show what the Creator said that we're supposed to be doing according to the 10 commandments. And we're supposed to study throughout the week all the commandments of Yah so we can understand how to live. Come back to understanding how to live. So after we do that, then I go into the reason why we have prophets, which was at verse 19 through 21, right after Exodus 21 through 18. And then I go to Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15 through 22 to break down and show how the Creator break it down and show that he's going to raise a prophet from among his brethren. A lot of people think that it's just that one man that came in the New Testament. They disregard all the other prophets that the Father spoke through that gave the people the information. So that's what happened. And now we're in the 1 Samuel. This is where we're getting started because this is where we're going. We're going through on the Sabbath, we're going through the book. We started at 1 Samuel, which was a few weeks ago, it was some weeks ago. We started at 1 Samuel. I don't know why I didn't start. I just went there. That's where my mind guided me to start at 1 Samuel. So I started there and we're going through the book now. So now this week we had 1 Samuel chapter 28 and we're still in part 1. So here it says, the Philistines assemble against Israel. Are you there? Let me know if you're there, sis. Okay. 1 Samuel 28, verse 1. The Philistines assemble against Israel. And it came to pass. Remember I saying, and it come to pass? And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare to fight with Israel. And Achish said unto David, no. Now last week, don't forget, I like to go back in and give him more information. Achish last week, David, last few information and situation that was going on in 1 Samuel. David was anointed. He knew he was anointed by Samuel. Saul had David as his, I wouldn't say armor bearer. After David killed Goliath, David was with Saul, but after David killed Goliath, Saul got jealous of David because the people had said, they sung a song and said, Saul killed his 1,000, David killed his 10,000. From that point on, Saul had been seeking to kill David. But when the evil voice came upon him, when David was around him, he would play on a harp. That the evil spirit that the Creator put on Saul fled away. So now David is in running at this point. Jonathan was a friend to David, and they loved each other like brothers. And Jonathan made a pact with David. Because David wanted to know, he said, I'm innocent. I ain't never done anything. Why is he trying to kill me? So the whole thing is, Jonathan said, well, I'm going to find out what's going on. And what I'm going to do is, by tomorrow, I'm going to ask him, when you come according to the new moon, right, which we've been having these conversations on Facebook for the last few days, according to the new moon, when you're supposed to come and sit at the table, David said he wasn't going to be there. He had to go with his family. So Jonathan going to tell him, well, I told him he can go. Saul got mad. And said, and his understanding was, he gonna take the kingdom from you. This is why Saul's name isn't established. It's there to be known, but it's not established as the king of Israel. David is the king of Israel. So I'm just giving you a little synopsis, since you're just coming in, of what has happened in 1 Samuel when David got on the scene. So now we're at the point where Saul is trying to kill David. So Jonathan told David, I want you to be at a certain place in the field, and I'm going to shoot an arrow. Now, if I shoot the arrow by you, that means everything is okay. He's not trying to kill you or anything. But if I shoot it beyond you, that means flee, because you have to run for your life, because my father's trying to kill you. He ended up shooting it past David. David been on the run since then, and the young man that was with Jonathan went and got the arrows, but he didn't know anything about it. So David been on the run. Now, David could, last week this was called David spares Saul's life again, or David spares Saul again, right? So, but the whole thing is that David now has come to one of the kings of the Philistines. David is among the Philistines at this time, right? So by him being among the Philistines, this guy named Achish gives David this city called, or this place called Ziklag, Ziklag. So now David is staying there with his people, with 600 men and their families. But David went in to start doing the will of the Creator that the Creator told children of Israel to do when they first came into the land. So now Achish think David is on his side. Now we're going to go into the understanding. Let me read just a little bit as we go down. I'm going to start at verse 9 of chapter 20. I usually do this anyway, but I was getting ready to start in. But since we're here, I'm going to start at verse 9 and go into chapter 28. So right here, no, let me start at 8. It says, and David and his men went up to invade the Gershites and the Gerasites and the Amalekites, for those nations were of old of the inhabitants of the land. These are the nations that the Creator told children of Israel to go in and kill and take out because they was defiling the land. That's the Creator's land. But he told Israel to go in and take the land. And when you go in, kill all these 7 other nations off. These are the nations, as you can see right here, it says, for those nations were of old the inhabitants of the land. They were staying in the land at the time. As thou goest to Shur, even unto the land of Egypt. It talks about how far the land is spanned. And verse 9, and David smote the land and left neither man nor woman alive. He didn't leave man or woman alive. And took away the sheep and the oxen and the asses and the camels and the apparel and returned and came to Achish. Now verse 10. And Achish said, whether have ye made a road? Whether have ye made a road today? And David said, against the south of Judah, which he didn't lie, but he was against the enemies of the Creator who was still living in the land with Judah. This is when we going into history and find out information. South of Judah, and against the south of Yeramelikites, I'm going to say it like that. And against the south of Kenites. Verse 11, and David said, neither man or woman alive to bring tidings to Gath. And David saved neither man, meaning he didn't let nobody live. And David saved neither man nor woman alive to bring tidings to Gath, saying, lest they should tell on us, saying, so did David, and so will be his manner, all the while he dwelleth in the country of the Philistines. So really what it's saying right here, while David living among the Philistines, he's still doing the work of the Creator. By him doing the work of the Creator said, kill all those other inhabitants out the land, and he gave the land to Israel, which is the 12 tribes. So David is carrying out what was supposed to happen in the first place. But he saved no man and woman alive anyway, because they would have came back and told the king, Achish, of the Philistines, because they invaded and had the land. David came back and told him, David killed our people. He did this. And so he said that to make sure that they don't say nothing, he killing all of them off so they don't come back to the same one that gave him the land of Ziklag. So verse 12 and last verse for 27. And Achish believed David. Here go your key. And Achish believed David, saying, he has made his people Israel utterly to abhor him. Now he think David went in to kill the people of Israel. He don't know that David went in to kill the people that the Creator told Israel to kill in the first place. This is how we get understanding of the word as we go through it. And this is history. Again, 12. And Achish believed David, saying, he has made his people Israel utterly to abhor him. Therefore he shall be my servant forever. So he thinking, okay, I got David on my side. You know, he's a mighty hunter. I got him on my side. You know, so he gonna be my servant forever. He gonna be helping me. He gonna be, that's what his thoughts is. But he don't know what's actually going on. Let me go ahead and get this right here.
Everything white.
All right, Mike, don't get started. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
You want to go out there on the front porch?
No.
Okay. Sit right there, chill out, or go in the bedroom, or go on the front porch and have a seat. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, chapter 28. The Philistines assembled against Israel. And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare to fight with Israel. And Achish said unto David, know now, let me make sure I get this one. And Achish said to David, know thou assuredly that thou shalt go out with me to battle, thou and thy men. You see that? Now he think he got David on his side. Now he think he got David on his side. You the Philistine, you my enemy. How you think I'm going to go against my own people? But you got people do that today. See, I showed comparisons between the daytime and according to scripture. People do that today. People will go against their own people for the enemy. Today. Verse 2. And David said to Achish, surely thou shalt know what... And David said to Achish, surely thou shalt know what thy servant can do. And Achish said to David, therefore will I make thee keeper of my head forever. See that? He said to David, therefore will I make thee keeper of my head forever. Number 3. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented, which is cried for him, and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirit. Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits. Okay, he put away those who had familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. He put them out of the land. I'm surprised he didn't kill them. But he put them away and put them out the land. Make sure I get this right here. It's a quiche. I'm going to do this one right here. And Saul put those that had familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. Now verse 4. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came to and pitched in Shishim. I like to keep these words. And pitched in Shishim. Shunem. And pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. They pitched in Gilboa. 5. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of Yah, Yah answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophet. You see that? The Creator didn't even answer him. Nope. Let me do this one, and let me do this one in pink. So I inquired of the Creator. He didn't answer him no type of way at all. Now, Saul consults a medium of Endor. Saul consults a medium of Endor. Verse 7. Then said Saul unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said unto him, behold, there is a woman that has a familiar spirit at Endor. Circle that 7. Make sure I have this where he said that as well, matter of fact. That have familiar spirit. That I may go to her and inquire of her. Verse 8. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiments, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman. He went, and 2 men went with him. Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. By night. It didn't say day. They came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and pray me, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. Now, this is something I've been sharing. I'm gonna bring it up at a certain point, but this is what I've been sharing. I actually did a post called what is it called? I am that I am, or I am that I am, or just I am. The Creator is all things. This is what I try to share with people, and I'm glad this is coming up, and I'm glad this point is coming. Now I can actually go into it at this point in time. Because people need to have an understanding that everything is of the Creator. This whole book is of the Creator. The system that's going on right now is of the Creator, because the Creator ain't going to allow stuff to happen that he don't want to happen. The Creator seen everything in Genesis 1:1 from beginning to end. He's seen everything. Everything that we think that's coming up, that we think, the Creator has seen it all. I actually believe it's 2 portions of it. It all depends on where you are in his realm, or where you are in another realm. But the Creator's realm is where I believe that if you're on his journey and you're in his, and if you're in his fold, you're going to be on his road. There's many other roads to destruction. I'm gonna put it like that. Many other dimensions doing different things at different times. I can get up right now, go out the door and leave this right here, and I done went off the road to something else. It may not be off the road, but something else can come about. So the whole thing is that whatever path we're on, you're either on the Creator's path, or you're on many different roads to path to destruction, and they may lead back to the right road. Who knows? Because sometimes you can move off the road for somebody else to do, for somebody else's benefit. Then the Creator may lead you back, or you may not even have a road to come back on. So, I know, oh man, that just hit me. Familiar spirits. Familiar spirit. Boy, this is something. Just hit me. Woo! They came to a woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name thee. And this is the reason why I went into this. This all need to be right here. I'm going to put Saul's words. No, I'm going to put all his stuff in pink today. Yeah, right here, I got it. And he said, I praise thee, divine. All his words going to be in pink today. Whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what thou. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he has cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards cut off those, see, and out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life, to cause me to die. See, now she's saying that you know that Saul did this. You can set a trap for me, right? Verse 10. And Saul sware to her by Yah, saying, as Yah liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Saul said this. For this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? See? And he said, bring me up Samuel. And he said, bring me up. In fact, just so I know where it's at. Bring me up Samuel. And I'm going to show y'all something in a few seconds. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. I'll get back to the woman. She cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods. You see that? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. You see that? I saw gods, Gods. Now she said that, but she saw spirits. That's what she saw. And remember what I just got to tell you. I am that I am. I said everything is of the Creator. All those spirits are of the Creator. This is what I try to get people to understand. She said, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. 14. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man comes. Look at this. Listen at this. This is what I want people to understand. This point right here. An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived, you see that? And Saul perceived it was Samuel. Now, even though that woman said it says, and when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. Ah! You know what I'm saying? She cried with a loud voice. And then Samuel said, well, what was thou afraid? King asked her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? Let me try to get this. What form is he of? What form is he of? And this is describing, she's describing who he was. And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived, that's the key right there. I'm going to do it like this. And Saul perceived it was Samuel. Now, let me share something with y'all real quick. This is the reason why I'm glad I'm at this point right here. The reason why Saul perceived it was Samuel, he thought it was Samuel, but it wasn't nothing but the spirit of Yah. It was the spirit of Yah, but the point is he perceived it was Samuel. He couldn't say if it was Samuel or not. She just seen a figure that looked like Samuel, being the spirit of Samuel, but that spirit belongs to the Creator. And if his spirit belongs to the Creator, that's the Creator spirit coming, and that was the spirit of Samuel. It was the spirit of the Creator. Let me put it like that: the spirit of the Creator dressed as Samuel. If you understand what I'm saying. So, in I Am That I Am, what I shared in that clip was that it was a woman. Me and her was having a conversation. I brought her to understand that she's having a conversation. She said her son was going through something, and the spirit of her ex-husband came upon her. She wasn't scared of anything, but she felt comfortable. It was a spirit of her. I don't know if it was she could see it or she just felt this presence of this spirit. And she said, well, go check on our son. Our son needs you. Whatever she said. And she felt the spirit leave to go check on this. Now, this is real life. This is the reason why I came up with, remember, now, Nicole, I was telling you earlier that I let the spirit guide me in conversation. This is what came up out of that. That's why I called it I Am That I Am. So, and when I say the Creator is I am that I am, is I am all things to you, whatever you think it is. When somebody dies and you see a butterfly, oh, that was my father or my mother or my uncle. When you see a dog, a cat, all that's the Creator's presence. That's the presence of the Creator showing you what you need to see to give you confirmation that you can understand. People don't even understand what I'm sharing right now. But that's exactly what the Creator do. He gives you something for you to understand, to perceive what he's saying or what he's trying to show you. And this is what happened with Saul, that he perceived that it was Samuel. By him perceiving it was Samuel, he thought it was Samuel, but that was the Creator. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself, right? Now, Saul's greatly distressed, verse 15. Now, that was the end of 14. Verse 15, Saul is greatly distressed. 15, verse 15. And Samuel said, which was the spirit of Yah, and Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? You disturbed my rest. Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me. And Yah is departed from me, and answereth me no more. Neither by prophets, nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. See, he was too busy doing his own thing before, but when the Creator leaves you, and that's a terrible thing. When the Creator's presence leaves you, that's a terrible, you're open for anything at that point. When you ain't got protection, anything can happen. Yah is departed from me. And say, and answereth me no more. Neither by prophets, nor by dreams, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. That's selfishness too. You're going to come in, you're going to go to this man, or shall I say this spirit is laid to rest. You just have a war. Now you don't know if his spirit can go back to sleep or lay back to rest, or if it's going to be walking the earth. I'm saying that. But 16, then said Samuel, wherefore doest thou ask of me? Here we go. Then said Sam, wherefore then doest thou ask of me? Seeing Yah has departed from thee and is become thine enemy. You see that? Y'all see that? It's a scary thing when the creative presence is from you. 17. And Yah hath done to him as he spake by me. For Yah has rent the kingdom. That's what he said. He has rent the kingdom. He told you. He rent the kingdom from your hand. And Yah has done to him as he spake by me. Tell me, he done to you what he spake by me. For Yah has rent the kingdom out of thine hand and give it to thy neighbor, even to David. Now he know who got it. He didn't know before. He knew, but he didn't know. Now it's telling him to his face. It's given to David. He has rent the kingdom out of thy hand and given it to thy neighbor. He said thy neighbor. He told him to give it to, but he didn't know what neighbor before. But he perceived, he knew it was David after he heard them people saying, Saul has killed his 1,000, and David his 10,000. He knew right then. Oh man, he's the one. 18. Because thou obeyest not the voice of Yah, let me rephrase that. Verse 18 again. Because thou obeyedest not the voice of Yah, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalekah. Therefore have Yah done this thing unto thee this day. You see that? The Creator did it. He can't do nothing. What can he do? This Samuel talking the spirit of Samuel talking the whole time. And there's a reason for everything. And you see this right here, it says, because. Obeyest not the voice of Yah. And this is why I keep trying to tell people. People don't understand. The prophet spoke in the name of Yah, in the name of the Creator. So when the prophet speaks, listen to what the prophet said, because just not only the 10 commandments in the first 5 books, you got also the prophets that spoke in the Creator's name is still from the Creator. And this is what they don't understand. Oh, we just read the law. We ain't into the prophets. The Creator spoke through the prophets. He spoke through the prophets because he spoke the law, what he said and he put down. And then he said everything is of the law, really, if you look at it. Because when the Creator spoke through the prophets, that's law. Anything come out the word of the mouth of Yah is law. And people don't even get it. So, I'm just reading the prophets, the law, the Torah. I'm just in the Torah. I'm not in the Torah and Tanakh. I'm reading the prophets. They go to show how much they know. This goes to show how much people really think they know. Especially all these so-called leaders and Hebrew scholars, and they don't know what they think they know. They don't study enough to understand. But, hey, I ask the Creator for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to know his word, to share the word, to give it. It's up to you to accept it or reject it. And I'm going to tell you again, as I always say, I don't know it all. I'm still learning. But what I come to know, I stand on. And if you can show me differently, I will turn to understand it the way that you're sharing me. And I'm going to see it and ask the Creator to give me understanding to it as well. And if I give understanding if I have understanding to it, I'm gonna let you know. And if I'm wrong if something I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. And I will ask you, well, then tell me your thoughts of understanding. And we did this with this moon situation. The last few days, I even asked these 2 brothers. I ain't gonna put their name out here. Asked these 2 brothers, I said, well, brother, just give me your understanding, because if this is supposed to be the new moon, or if this is supposed to be the new moon, let me have an understanding. So they gave me an analogy, and I started to see, well, the analogy you give me is in the middle of the process. The analogy you are giving me is in the middle of the process. That's not the beginning of the process. And like I said, It's all in on Facebook. We're having a conversation back and forth, but I go with the knowledge that I've come to know. And if I'm wrong, I would tell you I made a mistake. I can check this out. I'm still learning. But what I come to know, I'm going to stand on until I'm found different or, what it is. But other than that, 18 again, then 19. Because, reason why. Cause and effect. Because thou obeyedest not the voice of Yah, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore have Yah done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, Yah will also deliver Israel. Okay. Moreover, he tell them what's going to happen. Moreover, since you want to know, moreover, Yah will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. You see that? Yah will also deliver Israel with you into that. Now you see that? Everybody think Israel is always for them. This whole world, that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. This just show you fact right here. Moreover, Yah will also deliver thee, Israel, with you. Deliver Israel with you into the hand of the Philistines. So why do people think Yah is for Israel only? He's only in Israel only for the right and the good when you're with him. But if you forsake him, he's going to forsake you. He's going to use the other ones against you. I keep trying to tell people you can see the same words today in the scriptures. What's going on today is going on then. What's going on then is going on today. And this is what people don't have no understanding about. If you understand how the Creator works and understand how he does certain things, all you got to do is be right with the Creator. You ain't got to be worried about it. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. You ain't got to worry about nobody else, because as long as you are right. And if you don't understand that, y'all need to read Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 12 through 23. 12 through 23. You'll have two parts there. You have the righteous, you have the judgment, you have 4 judgments, but you have the judgment upon the wicked, separated from the righteous. And there were 3 names given to show you examples of the righteous. Noah, Job, and Daniel. Noah, Job, and Daniel were examples of the righteous compared to the people that's wicked. Even your children. If your children don't listen to you, you can't save them. Only you. And you know what that reminds me of? Your executive office. Only you can sit into your seat in the executive office. You can't sit for nobody else. Only you can sit in your seat of the executive office. So only you can save yourself when it comes to the judgments. So I'm just giving you facts. That's Ezekiel chapter 14, 12 through 23. The first part is about coming to a prophet. This 1 through 8, 9 through 11 is about when a prophet is deceived. So that's Ezekiel 14, the full chapter, but it's 3 parts in there. But the last part is what I'm telling you about the judgments on those on the wicked, separated from the righteous. And it's 4 sword judgments that the Creator used. But let's keep it moving. Moreover, 19. Moreover, Yah will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Oh, boy, tell me. Tomorrow. Man, you know what? That's a scary thought. Oh, I'm going to die, and you know when it's going to happen. I'm going to die and I know when it's going to happen. Or I don't know when, but I know the day is going to happen. Or I know I'm going to die today. You can't hide from it, because you're going to hide in the corner for the full day. And that night, you may have a heart, or you may have a heart attack within the day before that night. But the Creator said it's going to happen. Ain't nothing you can do or hide from it. That's why it's always it's always good to be right in His sight by doing His laws, doing His ways, and doing His will. If people understood that, the world would be a better place. A lot of people think that they is higher than the Creator and think they can hide or get around the Creator's eyes, which is within you. But thou and thy sons, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Yah also hath delivered the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. You see that? The host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Verse 20. Then Saul felt straightway. That boy was scared. I know he was. But he knew what was going to happen. Then Saul fell straightway, verse 20, all along the earth, and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel, and there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day nor all the night. You might as well say he was fasting. He could have ate, he was the king. He fell straightway, he fell all along the earth and was so afraid. He was so afraid because of the words of Samuel. There was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all the day, nor all the night. 21. Remember, that was the night. That night is when he came to see that witch. 21. And the woman came unto Saul and saw that he was sore troubled, and said unto him, Behold, thine handmaid has obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand, and have hearkened unto the words which thou spakest unto me. Now, therefore, I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thy handmaid. Like, this is the woman. She's trying to butter him up. And let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. She's trying to butter him up because she know that he's going to he not a man of his word, because he kept telling David he wasn't going to kill him or whatever, and he kept chasing him. But now, this is where he at. But he refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he rose from the earth and sat upon the bed. Yep, he refused to eat. Let me get this back to him. But he refused. I pray before thee and strength go that way. But he refused and said, I will not eat. He's still trying to hear from the Creator himself by fasting. That's one of the ways that you can actually try to catch the Creator's attention. Fasting. And I know because I went through it. I did it. I understand. But in sincerity, not just fasting just because you want to do it. You got to be sincere. You got to be seeking. You got to be asking the Creator. You got to be really humble and serious about what you're looking for. And not only here, but in here. If you're serious about it, He's going to hear you. And you're going to be answered. Now, you may not accept the answer. Like Saul probably didn't want to hear what he heard, but you may not want to accept the answer, but he's going to give you what you need, or what you need. Yeah, he's going to give you what you need, but it's up to you to be like, okay, you accept it for what it is. I got brothers right now. I'm trying to tell them certain things that to what they've been taught and compared to what is, but their minds are set on what they've been taught. So I had to give a post on the understanding of the precept upon precept. You know what I'm saying? I had to give a post on that today. I said that on Facebook today. On my page, I can check it out if you like. And I actually went to that scripture about precept upon precept and gave an understanding to it as well. But otherwise, 23. But he refused and said, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. 24. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she hasted and killed it, and took flour and kneaded it, and did bake unleavened bread thereof. And she brought it before Saul. Now, y'all know it takes time to do all that. Now, you can't just go in the refrigerator and do all that. You know how we could do today? Oh, let me go in here and get a piece of steak or whatever, get it together. No, she had to dress it. She had to cut it up, kill it. She had to drain the blood. Y'all got to understand, this is a process of time. A lot of people don't understand. You say stuff like this, they just read across the words. They don't understand the time it takes in the things that's going on. People don't even realize that today. When you like I tell you, put yourself in the story and see what's going on. When you put yourself in the story, you can kind of understand, okay, she had to cut the throat, halal style. I mean, had to cut that main artery, that main vein. It had to drain. And after it drained, then she had to dress it, which is undress it, cut the hive off. Then she had to cut the pieces up. Then from there, while she's doing that, she getting stuff hot and everything to cook on. But while all this is going on, she got to do that. Then she making bread and everything else. So this is taking some time. But he's sitting up thinking. Y'all know how it is when you're thinking on something. You got time to sit back and observe and think on something that you don't know what's going to happen. Again, verse 25 now. And she brought it before Saul and before his servants. And they did eat. Then they arose up and went away that night. All right. This is the end of part 1. This right here was Saul and I'm just going to say Saul and the witch. Saul and the witch. I'm just going to put that right here. So sometimes I like to have portions that I can go, and I turned on that page. Okay, it's right here. Because sometimes I'll be looking fast and I'll be running past stuff. So Saul and the witch. And that's the end of 28. We getting ready. This is the end of 28 and the end of part 1. We getting ready to go into part 2 of David among the Philistines. So as we go into part 2, first thing I like to say is, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Zoom, we're going to pause you real quick. And for the end of part 1, part 2, for the end of part 1, we're going to give you how you can get back in contact with me. Nicole, hold where you're at, my sister. I'm going to put you on pause, but you can still be there, see and hear everything. But I'm going to put you on pause, so we put the recording on pause. So we'll be right back, everyone, on Zoom, which is the full version. And recording
stopped.
Okay. But for YouTube Live, Instagram, and Facebook, you can always get back in contact with me. You can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. This is Mikael Harris, the Alkaline Water Guy. Excuse me. Or you can always email me at lkhyym. That's lkhyym at gmail.com. That's at gmail.com. Also, you can always catch me on YouTube YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter. I like to say X Twitter. You can also like, subscribe, and share with me on YouTube on X, formerly known as Twitter on Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO 33 or 33. JUICEPRO 33. That's all together, not separated, all together. Juice Pro 33. That's on YouTube and on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok. That's Instagram and TikTok at Lakheim_the Juice. That's spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's LKHYYM_THE excuse me, JUICE. That's Twitter, and that's also that's Instagram. That's Instagram and also TikTok. And my other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris, which is MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's my other TikTok, but that's all together. Michael the Juice Harris is all together, one word, all together. 4 words all together, shall I say. So you can catch me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Okay, that's those, and then you also see the full version on YouTube under video, which is from Zoom. The full version of being on YouTube under video. My part 1 and part 2 is under live, so that's YouTube Juice Pro 33, and also I'm on rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM, and also on patreon.com/LKHYYM. Patreon.com/LKHYYM. So we'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments, and we'll be going into 1 Samuel chapter 29 in a few moments. So other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and Instagram. I'm going to see you all first. We'll be right back with part 2. Hopefully we see you there. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. All right. That's Instagram. It's Instagram. And over here on Facebook. We'll be right back with part 2 on thanks for everybody for coming that was watching. We'll be right back with part 2 of David among the Philistines. All right. We're back with part 2 in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. There we go. And for YouTube Live, we'll be right back. Make sure, yeah, we did. Okay, we got to make sure, because sometimes I'll be forgetting. YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. Be right back with part 2.